Okay, so the question is short term, of course, if Kaspa is going to retest this level as a support, which is actually 0.08 cents, because to me at least it looks like a bear flag, ladies and gents. I know this is something that you don't want to hear. I don't really want to kind of, you know, provide you this, but obviously charts don't lie, right? This is playbook bear flag, and of course it doesn't necessarily gonna play out, right? Let's see, right? But to me it looks like it. Okay, even if that is going to happen, that's going to be a dip of how many percent? 5.5%, whatever, guys. Let's see if that is going to come into fruition, but of course that is just a short time frame, right? So for Kaspa, short time frame, I do remain short time frame bullish, bearish, of course, and now if it comes to long term, I actually do remain bullish, and I'm going to tell you why in this video. So guys, if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing. My name is Luke, and remember that this video is not financial advice. Now, you've seen what is happening with Kaspa, right? Potentially we could see that dip, okay? But whatever, who really cares about for hourly, right? Unless you guys are scalping, right? I do believe that this could happen. It's quite difficult to say for Kaspa because liquidity is basically in between, right? Now, on a daily time frame, what kind of could be a scary thing is that potentially we could consider this action in here as some form of head and shoulder, which I've just noticed, right? We've got the right shoulder in here. Here will be the left one, and here will be the top, right? Of course, we know this is a bearish pattern, right? But I think that could probably play out if Trump would do a little bit of more crazy stuff if it comes to these, you know, tariffs, because he starts talking about it too, and EU apparently is responding with tariffs on their own, stuff like that, guys. Of course, I don't want to be bearish because actually I do have hope, right? Looking at these other charts, right? And I'm going to show you why. Okay, so this is Kaspa. Basically daily is showing us a little bit of a more hopium, potentially bullish divergence towards the upside. Looking at stochastic RSI, potentially something could be brewing in here. I do believe that we potentially could see the bounce as well. But of course, guys, Kaspa still haven't really proven itself if it comes to liquidity, right? I mean, because obviously the technology is great, but let's be honest, in here we do have to care about liquidity and how much money is going to flow into liquidity. We know that Kaspa is strong, we all talk about it, so on and so forth, and I do believe that money is going to flow into strong projects like Kaspa, Ondo, Injective. Not financial advice, of course, I could be wrong, but guys, let me not digress. Okay, why am I bullish? Okay, let's have a look at BTC. Okay, what BTC is doing. Okay, let me zoom this out. This is daily. Let me actually go to weekly time frame, and if you guys remember yesterday's video, I was talking about Fibonacci retracement, and actually we had a quick dip towards level of 61.8 Fibonacci retracement zone, and we are basically bouncing from here. Stochastic RSI is basically at the bottom on a weekly, which potentially could be a, you know, positive sign, obviously. And if I'm going to look at the daily, you see that we had a perfect bounce from that level, and now Bitcoin is pumping. Bitcoin did a little bit of a percent if it comes to a daily pump, and of course we do see a little bit of a more positivity in the area. And let's determine of what we can expect next for altcoins, okay? Because I have found something interesting, because Crypto Rover is pointing out that the number of new tokens launching daily on Pump Fun is collapsing, and people are tired of the liquidity extraction, and it's time for a massive utility season soon. Let the real altcoin season begin, right? Because we know that people were making crazy money in meme coins. Well, one of my friends actually did. Nonetheless, I do believe that many people also lost a lot of money, okay, with these shit coins. So now, guys, hopefully that money is going to flow into altcoins, considering the fact that Bitcoin's dominance is dropping. Okay, I'm going to show you that very soon, but Colin is pointing out that the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index is lower than where it was when FTX collapsed, which actually is obviously a positive sign from the perspective of a, you know, bounce towards the upside. But again, everything might gonna happen in coming days because of these tariffs, right? We know that tariffs basically you know, started negativity for us, right? Now, looking at ETFs, we don't really have positive news in here, okay, for BTC. But then again, guys, it all depends whether you are in BTC or Kaspa or other projects, right? Now, looking at some data in here, which I believe is quite important, large investors started investing on 24th, right? I mean, we do see that bounce, right? And retail investors were basically buying, right? So now we are at the position where everybody is scooping BTC, okay? That potentially could be a good sign, but bear in mind that this is just the last few days. I wanted to give you a very recent data. And now guys, another positive thing in my opinion for Kaspa is that Trump dumped the market, but he keeps accumulating more Ethereum, okay? And he definitely knows something that we don't. Obviously, I'm reading that what Crypto Rover is saying, but you know, pure logic tells us, right? He dumped the market. Of course, he wants to make deals, you know, with US. Obviously, I'm not very political and economic type of a person, but obviously he wants to make the best kind of a deal for America, I would imagine, and that obviously is crushing the market. And nonetheless, guys, he doesn't really care, you know, whether he's crushing markets or not, because first, I believe he wants to, you know, seal these deals with the countries, so on and so forth, and then probably you know, pump crypto, right? Obviously, if economy is going to be good, crypto, I believe, is going to pump as well. Nonetheless, he is basically scooping up Ethereum, okay? And we have to remember that once Ethereum is going to pump, we are going to see crazy pumps for Kaspa and of course strong projects, right? Now let's quickly have a look at Kaspa, right? So market cap is sitting at $2.2 billion, ranking 42, but who really cares? Volume is sitting at 73.5 million, and we are almost at 90% if it comes to Kaspa being mined. That's obviously bullish. But now, guys, a quick advertisement. If you want to keep your Kaspa safe or anything, to being honest with you, outside of exchanges on which anything might happen, make sure that you check out Tangent Wallet, because Tangent Wallet is definitely a better solution to store your crypto. And with my discount code, you can get minus 10% off plus 5% off extra, and you can find the link below this video. Now guys, looking at liquidity levels for BTC, we see that this bounce could actually be something significant. This is another area of confluence. We've got 87 and we've got 89,000 here. Now let me actually put it to the weekly time frame, and let's see what is brewing here for BTC and how far it can possibly push our beloved Kaspa, hopefully towards the upside. So we've got levels of 97, something that I've just mentioned about, and then we've got 99. Okay, well, pretty much 100k. I do believe that BTC is going to see 100k again, and I know how it sounds because the sentiment is the way it is. But of course, guys, you know that people, market makers are actually shaking retail, right? Poor retail is always losing money. Well, most of the retail. But anyways, daily situation if it comes to liquidity for our beloved Kaspa. So we still do have a liquidity below the current trading price, which is at 0.08 cents. Okay, so we can technically suspect, that price of Kaspa can potentially go towards the downside, right? To grab this liquidity. Nonetheless, we still have liquidity above us at 0.90 cents. Now guys, let's actually have a look at some technicals, because I do believe that we are sitting at the verge of something bullish, hopefully, right? So first of all, Bitcoin's dominance, okay? Bitcoin's dominance on a daily is basically traveling towards you know, the bottom if it comes to RSI, and now obviously we had a drop in the last, let's say, 2 days, right? We had a drop of how many percent? Well, at the moment that was 1.75, right? And I know that it doesn't sound like it's a lot, but for Bitcoin's dominance, it is a lot, right? It kind of gives us hopium, right? So what I do believe is going to happen, well, what I hope is going to happen and believe at the same time, is that we are going to lose this level of a support. And why? Well, if I'm going to go to the weekly, looking at stochastic RSI, we can clearly see that Bitcoin's dominance is currently doing a bearish cross if it comes to the stochastic RSI. Of course, it's not a god indicator. Nonetheless, guys, look at this white candle, which in your case is probably red, right? Look how we have little to no body, and we've got a, you know, pressure basically that's pressuring this candle to close like this, right? So this could be a moment, guys, that we are all waiting for. Let's see how things are going to roll. Of course, I'm not telling you that I'm right. Anyone that's telling you that they are right for 100%, they are most likely lying. This is waiting out the probabilities basically, and I do believe that it's more likely now that we are going to see some relief rally for Bitcoin and altcoins, potentially even altcoin season. However, we have to be cautious, right? Because of course Trump can spook the market again, right? Now USDT dominance is basically doing the bearish cross, almost is at the top overheated level. We can clearly see it again, right, on a weekly, and weekly is obviously not daily fluctuation, right? last time it was on the top, and here in that area, basically, let me actually highlight it. That was that, you know, fart, which I believe fart for altcoin season, because I believe that we are going to drop even lower, which obviously is bullish for altcoins. But see how last time we've dropped, and that was basically that beautiful time where, you know, in November, December, we saw a huge pumps for altcoins, not only for Kaspa, right? So make sure, guys, that you don't only put your money into Kaspa, because it's always better to diversify your portfolio so you can actually make some profits on different coins and obviously roll it out to Kaspa, Bitcoin, whatever it is, or actually cash, so-called USDT. And now, guys, looking at others, excluding top 10 on a weekly, we potentially have a bullish cross on a stochastic RSI that's brewing. And also, let's actually even get out of this falling wedge slash whatever. Let's actually have a look at retracement levels. Okay, let's see if that kind of correlates with Bitcoin's retracement levels. Okay, so we have actually went even lower, right? We have dipped below 61.8, and now we are basically holding still on 78.6, right? So we can still consider this as a retracement, which I believe potentially could, you know, maintain that bullish structure, right? Because I know how it sounds, guys, right? Because if I'm going to put the trend line, let's say from here, that still kind of maintains that bullish structure. We do have higher highs and higher lows basically brewing in here. So I do believe that many people lost money, of course, because people were degening into here, right? It all depends on your strategy, right? I'm personally holding for a long time, right? I'm probably going to cash out somewhere in here once we are going to see the breakout. Nonetheless, guys, remember, never buy the top, okay? Because this is when you're getting fucked over, right? Guys, I hope that this helps. Of course, it's not financial advice, it's just my advice. Again, my name is Luke, and peace and love, crypto.